what are you doing?
Doing some research for the next video. I mean, look at these two, they are so cute.
So this will be your next project, right?
Absolutely, that was the idea. I just need to finish this. Just give me 5 or 10 minutes and then I'll start.
5 hours later.
If you want to create a tiny korok, it is very important to firstly create a very, very ugly worm, then chop off the ends, and then pinch out the ears, arms, and legs, and voila! You have a tiny forest guy. I'm using a very basic green for the leaf on his face, his face, I don't know. And I'm using clay for this tiny nose and also for the eyes and the mouth, but the pattern of the leaf will be painted with acrylics, after I baked this little guy. I'm done with the first korok and look how tiny it is. I really like it. It's so tiny you can't even, wait a second. Here he is, fully painted and done, and looking for his friend, but I'm not sure where to find his friend. Oh, what is that? After I found his friend, I decided to make the backpacks, and I used Fimo leather effect, but actually it had no effect. I mean, it just looked exactly like the normal clay I'm using, except for this very thin piece of clay. It was very, very flexible. That was cool, but other than that, there was no difference. And I used a piece of fabric for the sleeping mat or thermal mat or whatever this is supposed to be. And I glued it together, and I thought it would be cool to use fabric instead of clay just to have this kind of mixed media look. I really like that. And here I'm trying to make a knot and my fingers are just too clumsy. I don't know, it was really annoying. I had to make so many attempts. It's just, I hate making these tiny knots. But it looked quite cool, so it was worth the while. The straps and the fasteners are also made with clay, and then I decided to make some more, let's call them accessories, like this tiny nut, and the lower part is made with glow-in-the-dark clay, which is absolutely amazing. The effect is so gorgeous, I really like it, and you will see that later at the end of the video, and it is so absolutely cool. I really like the effect. I really love using glow-in-the-dark clay. And then I had to make some more knots. Ah! And now I'm making a cup and also tying that to the backpack. Yay! And then I paint everything with my favorite acrylic paints, which are from Vallejo. I don't know if that's the way you pronounce that brand. It just seems to be Spanish or whatever, so I'm just pronouncing it that way. If you know better, please write it down in the comments. And I'm giving everything some more details and make it look more interesting. And I think it turned out quite cool. So that's what we got so far. 2 koroks and 2 backpacks. And I'm really happy with it. I think they look so cute. I looked at some images to make sure that I got every detail of this, but of course I forgot something. The tiny koroks are waving with tiny branches in their hands when they found each other. at least in the game. So yeah, I decided to make them as well. So I made tiny branches, baked them, glued them onto the KOROKS, and then I painted everything. And then I was finally finished with the details. The next thing I'm going to do is I want to create a tiny cozy landscape for the KOROKS, and of course I'm using XPS Foam, but also this brand new tool which will help me to create a circular shape, and then I will decorate everything, put up the tent and everything else. So yeah, there's still a lot to do. Let's go! After cutting out a circular shape, which worked really well, I'm so happy about that, I primed everything with a mixture of glue, acrylic paint and sand to give it some texture. And after that dried, I used acrylic paints in different brown shades to color it. And thank God it's summer right now because everything dried so fast, and I'm so happy about that because yeah, everything was just quicker, faster and more fun, because if you have to wait like 4 or 5 hours until everything is dry, it is just, yeah, it's kind of annoying. And I used these sticks, which were leftovers from my last project, to make the, I don't know, the sticks for the tent. And then I put a lot of glue onto the base and yeah, kind of created an interesting landscape. At least that's what I tried. I used sand, dirt, sticks, twigs, stones, everything I could find lying around. And then I used my static grass applicator and applied some static grass. Yeah, it's really cool. I love the effect and I love how it turned out. And I also forgot some more details. For example, the peas that are tied to the tent and also shine very bright in the darkness. So I used glow-in-the-dark clay again and made these tiny peas in a pot. And I also forgot the oven, which makes this green smoke signal when you need to find this friend. Yeah, so I made that as well. And here I'm painting on some random patterns. They just looked kind of cool, but they have absolutely no meaning. Stuffed in some twigs and sticks and dirt to make it look like a fireplace thingy. And now I started assembling everything, and that is the best and most fun part of a project. I love when all the details come together and everything just matches. I love that. But yeah, it takes a while to come to this point. I had to make some more knots for the tent. Hooray! But yeah, it was okay because the thread was a bit thicker. And then I painted the peas because I thought they looked too pale. And then I started cutting out fabric in this very light color for the tent. I mean, is that a tent? I don't know, it's just a blanket thrown over some sticks and a rope. I don't know. And then I'm painting on some patterns as well, also very randomly, but I think it looked pretty cool. I found this fake plant at IKEA's and I cut off some of the leaves and then I just glued them onto the sticks, and I think that worked so well. I just really like the look. And I painted them a little bit to give it more depth, kind of, to make it look a bit more interesting. And yeah, worked pretty well. I used real moss to, yeah, just make it come more to life, and I absolutely love using real plants. If you haven't seen my Harry Potter Hufflepuff common room where I also used real plants, then please click on the link. And yeah, using real plants is just always so much fun. For the green smoke, I'm using needle felting wool, and I just twist it, turn it, pinch it, squeeze it until I like the shape of it, and then I glue it on top of the oven. So yeah, that was the last thing I had to do, and now please stay tuned for the glow-in-the-dark effect. Finished! Hooray! I'm really happy with it. I think the KOROKS turned out really cute. And if you like these kinds of videos, then please don't forget to subscribe, because we're almost 1,000 people on this channel, and that is just so amazing. I'm so happy about that. Thank you all for watching, and see you in the next video. And here are the beauty shots. Ooh.